Much has already been made of the decimation of Barcelona by PSG in the Champions League. Talk of shifting power balances, of Barcelona to PSG and Messi to Mbappe rage on weeks later. Not that they are unwarranted given the level of display put on that night at the Camp Nou. One must also remember that PSG are embarking on their own transition phase. Less than 2 months into the Mauricio Pochettino project, Paris Saint-Germain are far from the finished article. The Argentine, the former player, has not been brought in to put the finishing touches on a working progress masterpiece. Theirs is a top-heavy, misshapen squad requiring elite coaching. Thomas Tuchel could not do it, so now the task is bestowed upon Pochettino. But what these opening 8 to 10 weeks of his reign have showed is a brilliant midfield arrangement. In Leandro, Paredes and Marco Verratti, the basic ingredients are all there. Pochettino's touch, however, has turned this twosome, plus one of Ander Herrera or Idrissa Gana Gueye, into an elite unit. So how has he done it? What is up everyone, welcome back to the TotalSport YouTube channel, and today I'm doing something slightly different. I'm not actually on camera today because I thought I'd try and test one of these videos out just as voiceover. I do apologise if you wanted to see my face, but you aren't going to do that today. I'm going to try and make this a little bit like a HITC 7s video, like Alfie does, so hopefully it's good. And we're covering another FDF article, first time finish. Go and check out them in the description and this article. And yeah, subscribe to us before you do anything, because that would be really, really helpful. Anyway, let's get into the video. So the focus on the analysis will be on the Champions League win over Barcelona for PSG. The quality and tactical nous of the performance, especially in the first leg, points to a preferred Pochettino arrangement for European ties. At Tottenham, he rarely deviated from a 4-2-3-1, barring from the occasional 3-4-3. Two holding players would screen the defence and allow for a floatier, creative attacking midfielder to be the player ahead. In Ligue 1 games, this is likely going to be the case in Paris. Such as the dominance held over teams in the lower half of the table, that it is unlikely Pochettino will set up his teams in any way but a 4-2-3-1. This allows Mbappe, Neymar, Di Maria and Moise Kean. And that's enough to steamroller any opposition in that league. In Europe though, PSG would more likely shift to a 4-3-3. Again, this may be the upward shift in opposition quality that prompts this, forcing Pochettino to shore up his central areas so to not be overrun. Equally, the desperation within the club itself to lay their hands on the trophy may spark a similar reaction. At the Camp Nou, this trio was Leandro Paredes, Idrissa Gana Gueye and Marco Verratti. Gueye was substituted at half-time after being booked early and appeared on a set course for expulsion had he continued. Ander Herrera, his replacement, filled much the same role, seizing on miscontrolled passes and protecting the more progressive duo around him. So let's talk about the respective roles. In the Barcelona fixture at Camp Nou, Paredes and Gueye, and latterly Herrera, formed the defensive screen ahead of the PSG centre-backs. Yet rather than this be to allow Verratti creative licence, it instead gave the Italian a more niche pressing role. Effectively, Verratti's freer position meant that he could harry and chase the Barcelona midfield out of possession, Sergio Busquets especially. Frenkie de Jong was better placed to deal with it, being a quicker mover and a seemingly now quicker thinker than the Spaniard. Even still, Verratti's buzzing presence discomforted the Barcelona centre, without which they could not establish a modicum of control. This was not to say that Verratti was playing as a 10, however. He pressed and defended from the front as an aggressive 10 would, think early Dele Alli in the Pochettino years, but the Italian still pulled alongside his fellow midfielders when conserving the press, and also looked to move into an even deeper role to move the ball himself. Paredes occupied a more familiar role. The Argentine, now in his second full season in Paris, it's probably taken him a while to settle in, but now the last 6 months have seen a wider change of opinion on his ability. His performances in the latter stages of the 2020 Champions League took the perception of Paredes being peripheral squad player to the central metronome of Paris Saint-Germain. He's not known for his long-lasting stamina or his speed across the ground, but he's a conductive presence. Both Verratti and Paredes feature within Ligue 1's top 10 progressive passers. This is despite playing only 16 of 26 potential games, so their volume of progression per game is enormous. So let's talk specifically about that Barcelona game at the Nou Camp. The current incarnation of Barcelona is far from its heyday of the late 2000s. Gone are the days of the dominant central midfield, shifting passing triangles across the pitch and controlling tempo. Busquets remains from that iteration, but his personal decline with age symptomises this long-term change. The seasoned Spaniard anchored the Barca midfield behind youngsters Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, who acted as parallel attacking midfielders. This created a man-for-man midfield contest. The two advanced Barcelona midfielders head-to-head with the regressed deeper duo of Paredes and Gay. This left the key battle of Verratti and Busquets. PSG were happy to allow the home side to rotate the ball deep between their centre-backs. The Barcelona defenders played more passes than anyone on the pitch, with Piqué completing every one of his 70 passes, showing the complete disinterest shown by the away side in pressing that high. But yet their midfield was clouded out, with Verratti dynamic and unpredictable in his pressing. Busquets would be rushed, and Frenkie de Jong chased down should he receive the ball higher. On the other hand, Verratti and Paredes dictated PSG's possession. Both featured in the side's top 3 passes for the match, with Paredes spreading play delightfully. The Argentine completed 10 of his 16 long passes, looking to isolate the home side's wide defenders against their electric wingers. The pair's ability to skip the limited Barca press was crucial, and they completed 17 pressured passes between them, compared to just 5 between the Barca midfield. So PSG would romp to a 4-1 win, with Mbappe's hat-trick burying a modern institution. Verratti and Paredes both assisted goals, with Verratti flicking delightfully for Mbappe to hammer home the first, and Paredes swung a sumptuous free kick for former Everton man Moise Kean to head home. Beating Barcelona is one thing, but at home is another, and humiliating their coveted midfield is another thing altogether. Paredes and Verratti's speed of thought and receptiveness to foray into new areas proved the difference for Paris Saint-Germain, even with 2 young, vibrant midfield additions to Busquets. PSG will face tougher tests than Barcelona if they're to win their first ever Champions League title. But Pochettino's duo of Paredes and Verratti, coupled with Herrera or Gay, at this stage seems equipped to tackle the needs of any European contest. Thank you very much for watching this, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please drop a like on the channel and subscribe to us. 87% of you are not subscribed, so it would be really appreciated if you did. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in a bit.